Hey guys, AuspiciousAussie here, and welcome to episode 2 of the Local to Global series here on TEW9. Feels good to say that. First and foremost, I'm honestly blown away by you guys, and I really mean that. I have been at work for I've been home for about maybe 2.5 hours now, but I had sort of like a half day at work, about 6 hours, and then pretty much was brought in at a higher rate than I usually am paid. Would have been my TEW recording time. Obviously, I wanted to try. I figured you guys might hit 100 likes on episode 1 between now and tomorrow. You guys have hit, well over at this point. Well over 100 likes. 112, obviously, I liked the video. Gave you guys a little bit of a head start there as well. But yeah, 112 likes in 9 hours. And the views there, 371, that's not the actual view count. It's more like 450 plus. It's just taking YouTube a little bit longer to catch up. Yeah. You guys have absolutely smashed it. So thank you for the support. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get episode 2 here. I'm going to get this one out to you tonight. So it'll be uploaded at 1 a.m. My time. So whatever the usual WCW time for those episodes getting released, this episode will be released at that time tonight. So essentially getting 2 episodes the first day of release within essentially 13 hours, because it's going to be about 13 hours after the last one. 13 and a half maybe. Anyway, what I'm going to do for this episode is I'm not going to set any sort of target for likes, but I'd like to see if we could actually beat episode 1. I don't think episode 2 ever has as many likes as episode 1. So putting the challenge out there, you guys have been absolutely smashing episode 1. Please keep it up, and we'll see how far we can take this. But I want to see the love for episode 2. Anyway, enough about that. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel as well. But let's get into it. So we find ourselves in debt, which is to be expected with a local to global. We're with Rocky Mountain Wrestling. I haven't even talked about the company this episode yet. Rocky Mountain Wrestling. We've had our first show. If we go back to this screen here, we got Up in Flames. It was a pretty good show. Honestly, was not expecting a 36 rated pay-per-view or event for our first ever show. All yellows as well. I was expecting some red in here, if I was being perfectly honest. I thought Sinner versus Patterson was probably going to do a red. And then I didn't really know how that angle was going to do with Jack Pride there either. So, yeah, 21, almost at a red, but it was slightly over. I want to try and keep up with that. We're also going to crown our first champion, as you can probably tell by today's episode's title. We'll go into titles in a minute. What I want to do is advance to the next month. And then about a week before the event, before King of the Mountain, which is going to be our big, I think we're going to do a 5-way, or I don't know, 5-way or 6-way. I think 5 seems a little bit different, if that makes sense. So I think we'll go 5, and we're going to crown our first ever RMW heavyweight champion. I won't go into it yet and show you, so we'll advance a little bit here. We'll advance about. We'll advance. Yeah, 8 days. I want to get to the 1st of February, and then we can sort of reevaluate. But yeah, if you guys still don't have TW9 as well, I do have a link down in the description. You can head over using that link to buy the game, and it does indirectly support the YouTube channel and the content we're putting out here as well. It just shows Great Dog Software that you guys are supporting me and that you enjoy my content. So yeah. Oh man, I'm so excited to play. Obviously, like I said before, I had to go into work. It was something that was sort of pre-set up. And I was actually getting paid more than I usually get paid to do it as well. Yeah, and I'm currently on leave, so it was like I'm on my personal leave from work, or annual leave, we call it here in Australia. And yeah, I mean, it was good money. It was easy, good money. Had to go with it. All I was thinking the whole time was, I just want to be here playing TW9. I want to be playing local to global and improving our company, and increasing in size. Essentially, that's the aim of the series. So yeah, hopefully today we're going to try and do maybe, I think, 2 shows. I want to run 2 in this episode. Episode 2 shows. Makes sense. And yeah, hopefully we can get up to at least 1 popularity, if not 2. I was a little bit surprised, actually, after that first episode with the lack of point of popularity. We did increase, but the fact that it didn't go up to 1 was slightly concerning. A little bit. Just made me think, oh, maybe I shouldn't be doing free tickets. Maybe that's sort of been patched or changed, perhaps. I don't know. We're going to roll with it. It might be I can't see it being changed too much, because then it would sort of defeat the purpose of having the different sort of ticket pricing. It would sort of make free tickets pointless. So I don't think they would do that. They might have slightly nerfed it, perhaps. Oh, Blue Dragon's already left. I know it was only a touring contract, but I was hoping to be a decent little bit of a tour there. Good old Frankie Perez. Wow. How old's he now? He's 38. He's got to be getting up there. I'm a big fan of Frankie Perez, or at least I was. Had a really good 2016 personal save with CZCW, which sort of kicked everything off. Anyway, off topic, we've got to focus on Rocky Mountain Wrestling here. 2,637 in the red. Not a bad start. Merchandise is ticking up as well. We're already 10% into towards level 3, which is good. And hopefully we'll be gaining that point of popularity in the Northwest. So yeah, we need 17 to reach tiny size, which isn't even small. Which would I think we have to get up to 35 popularity in the Northwest to actually get the Wrestle World TV deal for our events, which would be massively beneficial. Anyway, got 26 days. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to advance 19 days. Probably going to take a while. So we'll have a little chat. I want to hear what are you guys doing? The guys that have bought TW9, what saves are you currently doing? Drop a comment down below. I'd love to hear from you guys. You know that I respond to every comment, pretty much heart every comment. Even people that, if they want to talk smack to me about something I do or criticize me for whatever, I'll listen to it. I might not agree with it or really care about whatever they're saying, but I'll read it at least. Yeah, I want to hear from you guys. I want to hear what save you're doing. If you're doing a local to global as well, please tell me how it's going. And if you have any helpful tips or tricks or anything you've found that actually works, be much appreciated. We've got Question the Mark. He's always in the comments, and I do appreciate him. Puts a lot of effort into his comments as well. He's been turning up for the live streams recently for TCW as well. Yeah, be like Question the Mark. Drop a big comment down below. I'll respond to it, and I'll probably, hopefully, listen to you if you're giving me advice. I know Question the Mark. He never liked my 10-year contracts that I gave out to workers, the old 10-year written contract, and this year, in a lot of cases, I can't actually do that anymore. Some workers will not sign for more than 5 years at a time. Some still sign for 10, but there are a few that I've noticed on the TCW livestream series that are refusing to sign for more than 5 years at a time. So it is what it is. If there is something I do that you guys don't like, and it's something that isn't gonna, potentially take away from what I find enjoyable, please, again, drop it down below. I would love to hear it. And who knows, it might actually change something that leads to me, doing better, or leads to maybe the series being more enjoyable. So yeah, feel free. I'm not going to shut anyone down. And I love you guys, the community putting their input in. Anyway, I feel like the processing does take a little while. I was having this conversation during one of the live streams during the beta, and it does seem to take a little while. Obviously we're advancing, 19 days. It's going to take a little while regardless, but it does seem slightly slower. I'm thinking maybe they haven't... What's the right word I'm looking for? Maybe I get streamlined. Streamline's not really the word I'm looking for. They haven't... I don't know what the word is. Anyway, it just seems a little bit slower. Even like me opening TW9, it almost seemed like it lagged a little bit. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. Maybe it's my computer. I have no idea. Anyway, I'm just absolutely rambling for the sake of rambling because this is taking ages. We might even think about doing 2 shows per month. Again, while I was at work, it was something that was going through my mind. I was thinking, oh, if we didn't gain a point of popularity from that first month with only 1 show, if we run a second show in the second week of the month, just like a monthly reoccurring show, will that give us enough popularity to sort of gain one point of popularity per month? Because at this rate, it's going to take us, 34 months, potentially, which is a long time. That's a long time just to get up to tiny size. And I would like to try and half that if I can. Sort of a year and a half is the point where I would like to be going up in size, if that makes sense. So that'd be about 16, 17, 18 months. Probably leaning on 18 at the moment, considering we've sort of used up these beginning 2 months, if that makes sense. So yeah, it could take a while if we stick it out at this rate. And obviously early on, we want to capitalize on our new company. We don't want things to get stale. But then again, we also want to put out a good product. So Wild Red Stallion, while he comes up here, he was very, very close to actually being a part of our roster. Very talented. I think we did sign him on the previous local to global. I can't remember if he was in the first bunch of workers that we signed that we eventually had to release. I think he might have been. But he's even looking slightly better on this year's game with the 2-year gap. So yeah, he's on the short list. He'll probably be one that maybe comes in very, very soon. This is taking a long time. Part of me thinks maybe I should cut these parts out, but the joy with the series that we're doing at the moment, local to global, is that apart from the starting stuff that I didn't really want to record that just because it does take so long, and it literally would have been the first episode. We wouldn't have even done a show had I looked through everybody like I did on the last series for local to global, and then did all that stuff. So that was the reason why I didn't sign anyone on camera or sort of do the editing. Yeah. Anyway, the debt's getting a lot worse, but that's perfectly fine. Again, we're not worried about the debt. But let's do this. So I'm pretty sure we don't have any status for our titles. So let's create our title. I'll show you the picture first of all. So Rocky Mountain Wrestling. I'm pretty sure there's belts. Let me pause it right here for a second. All right, so we're back. They were in the wrong picture folder. Simple mistake to make. RMW, there we go. So we've got the RMW Heavyweight Champion, which is going to be the belt that we introduced today. Nice looking, title belt. We've got the RMW and the mountain peaks there on the side plates, as well as in the middle. We've got the Pacific Northwest Champion, which I really like the look of for our mid-card belt. We've got the RMW Tag Team Champions, again, also a nice looking belt like that. And then if we decide to run a women's division, we've got the RMW Women's Champion as well. So, yeah, we're looking good. We're looking good. So the RMW Heavyweight Champion. Yeah, I think that's fine. Do we go even lower for this? I don't even know if we can go lower than that. So it's going to be primary. It's going to be unrestricted. I wonder if we can actually keep that to the Northwest for our Pacific Northwest. Could be interesting. Could do just North America could be decent. I like it. I like that the Commonwealth is in there as well. That's really pretty cool for Oceania and British companies as well. Hadn't seen that before. Yeah, I think that's perfect. Gender limit, we don't need to put a gender limit. We're probably not going to do women's for quite some time. So, yeah, we don't really need to worry about that. RMW Heavyweight Champion, save that. Yep, minimum weight. I thought we might not be able to edit that. I thought it was probably going to be the lowest possible anyway. Okay, so level, primary, secondary, tertiary. Yeah, okay, cool. There we go. We got the Rocky Mountain Wrestling Heavyweight Champion, and it will be decided in 7 days. So let's advance to the next show. We'll get into it. We've been recording for 17 minutes already, and I haven't even really done anything. But yeah, definitely like the titles. I'm not sure where I got those titles because they aren't in the default data. It might have been last year. Maybe even 2 years ago, potentially when I very first started the WCW series. I think it was either in the re-render thread or it was in one of them. I honestly can't remember, but it was definitely on the Great Oak Software Forum, so you can find a lot of good stuff there. If you guys want, different companies that you could use potentially for your own local to global, you can obviously go over there and find some incredible work, incredible artwork, logos, titles, worker pictures as well, worker re-renders. Obviously, it's all very different this year, but I'm assuming people are probably going to make the border graphics as well for the photos. Stable graphics and stuff like that. Similar to this here, obviously the RIPW, Rhode Island Pro Wrestling. People are going to be getting creative with that as well. It's going to be really, really cool. To see on my series and then on everybody else in the community's series as well. He looks weird. Elvin Badberry. He looks weird. He almost doesn't look like AI. He almost looks cartoonish, sort of like the old style. Yeah, that was weird. Anyway. Let's get into this show. I'm really looking forward to it. I don't exactly know who we're actually going to put in this main event, because pretty much everyone's at that same sort of level. But here we go. Let's get into it. I mean, I feel like there's going to be some standouts. Gideon Kato, Texas Hangman. Oh, what did I do here? I was not paying attention. Tonight's venue. We pretty much have to go to Wyoming, so we'll go back to Wyoming again. Booking team meeting. How much have we got? Okay. So it automatically takes it out. Okay. So you need a minimum of 20 CE per hour. And it's already taken it out. So essentially we could spend a little bit, which I might try again for another creative finish. This one's going to be a surefire hit. So we're definitely going to use this one. We'll check a little surefire in there for the main event of this show. It did actually, work for us on that last show as well when it was looking like it was probably going to fail. All right, so we've got a few locker room incidents here. We've got Gideon Kato and Jason Patterson had to be separated after a heated argument, which it's a weird one. Quiet personality and a stalwart personality, both happy, and that's it. So that was pretty random. I'm just going to keep going with team bonding because I want these people to start to get, familiar with each other and happy with each other. Hopefully we'll try and prevent issues like that happening. But let's book it. So it's going to be a 5-way. Our first ever champion in Rocky Mountain Wrestling. So let's go. We'll go Gideon Kato. Got cool momentum. I think we'll go Robin Field as well, purely for the fact that he had a really good main event against Texas Handman. Do we go Patterson? Or Jules Knight? They've all got cool momentum, except for the winners. So that was very quick. Very quick indeed. We're going to go Jack Pride, and we're going to go Texas Hangman. But who's going to be that middleman in here? It's either Jules Knight, I think, or Patterson. So heel, face. It's pretty even at the moment too. Let's go with Patterson. Yeah, we'll go with Patterson. We're going to give it 20 minutes. Title is going to be on the line. RMW Heavyweight Champion. Who's going to be the winner? I think what we're going to do is we're going to give it to Harvey Robinfield. I was going to put it on Texas Hangman, but I think he should maybe be the second champion. And I think he'll get an opportunity a little bit further down the line. So Robin Field's going to win. Patterson's going to lose. It's going to be open, script, and decisive. We're going to do a slow build. I don't think everybody in the match has the psychology required. I did have this conversation in the comments of episode 1. I want to look at the dirt sheet for it. So I want to slow build this one with the title on the line. I think Robin Field is a good option. I think he's actually quite good. Yeah, really good basics. He's got really good athleticism, good stamina, good consistency as well. He's not too bad. He's got good charisma, good star quality, good brawling. I think he's a good option. He's only 26 as well, so yeah. He is a heel, isn't he? I'm pretty sure he's a heel, so that's perfect. Alrighty. Well, with that being said, can we give him an angle prior to... We cannot. Okay, can we give Texas Hangman an angle? Yes, we can. Alright, let's give this one a try. So before that main event, I want to have... It's a 6-minute promo. Literally, Texas Hangman by himself. That's it. Texas Hangman wants to become the new, or the first, I should say, heavyweight champion. Simple and effective. We'll have this one backstage. You can just speak into the camera, and everybody at ringside can see it. We'll script that one as well, and it'll be an angle. Save that. I'm also going to copy that into the text there. And there we go. Do we have a No, we don't. Okay. That's perfectly fine. We'll book that one, and we'll just see how well Texas Hangman does with an angle by himself. He's got good entertainment stats, or at least, slightly above average. So he should do a good job. Anyway, other matches. We might have to have someone pull double duty as a result of that. We'll just have to wait and see. Either that or we have slightly longer matches. But let's go with Astro taking on Jules Knight. Did they verse each other? Yes. That kind of works out. We'll give him 12 minutes. We're gonna give Jules Knight the win. We'll make that one tainted. And then we'll go another match. Let's have a Blue Dragon taking on Phil Anders. Again, still following on from that tag team match they had last week. This one will give Blue Dragon the win. Nice and clean. And yeah, that looks pretty good. We are actually in time. So Sinner won't be used. Unless I could hire a local worker, potentially. Is there a way to see how much money people want? A lot of them are women, which there's nothing wrong with, but I might bring Flying Patriot. He's pretty terrible. Sure. Let's do that. So now we can do a match for Sinner. We'll make it a squash match. Why not? So 5 minutes for original Sinner. We'll have Sinner dominate. We'll have it be scripted, and we'll have it be clean. So that's a well-executed squash match for 5 minutes with Sinner going over. I'll put that in between the two sort of tag team follow-on singles matches. And then what I'll do for this one is I'll have this one between Anders and Dragon work the crowd. So it should get a little bump in rating as well. But there we go, 66 minutes, 91% as well with that extra 5 minutes. So I like that. And then in this one, we need to go back in before I forget, which is something I will do probably in the future. And let's add that creative finish in there. Surefire hit. Come on, let's hope and pray that it actually works. All right, here we go. Let's run the show. Again, we still don't have an announcer. That's something we'll worry about in the future. Just want to reduce costs sort of as much as possible. Anyway, let's run it. So we start off with a 34 rated match to kick us off. The King of the Mountain. We got Blue Dragon defeating Phil Anders in 11:59 by pinfall with a Dragon Driver. This was our work the crowd match. Again, advancing the storyline, which is good. The crowd's simmering at the end of it, which is good. And yeah, Phil Anders also getting better at his gimmick. Pretty happy with that. Also got 60 people in Wyoming for tonight's show. Good stuff. We follow on with our first red segment, I should say, red rating. It's only a 14 where we have Original Sinner defeating Flying Patriot in 4:51 by pinfall with a chokeslam. Again, it's a squash match. It's literally just to get Original Sinner on the card. Gimmick doesn't really... I mean, he got an initial rating of very good for his high-energy babyface. But again, it was a one-night-only contract. And... okay. Was penalized due to the negative impact of the road agent notes being used. Interesting. Is that the dominate? I'm assuming it's dominate. I probably didn't need to do that for a... yeah, it wasn't... A well-executed squash. Interesting. Okay, that's... Yeah, very interesting. Okay, that explains a lot. Probably explains why it was so bad. Might have actually been better off just letting them have a proper match. Okay, something to learn. I mean, it's hot and rising because our popularity is 0, but it's pretty bad. We'll move on from the 14. We bounce back. We go into a 34, which puts us up to white hot as a result of that. But we have Jules Knight defeating Astro in 11:35 by pinfall while using the ropes for leverage. So Jules Knight cheating to win. Unfortunately, Astro was off his game. But Astro and Jules Knight have great chemistry. And it showed in their performance together. So good stuff. Obviously helping out that rating. But I think, did we get 34 for the first match? Pretty sure we did. So yeah, these guys are doing a decent job. Probably not going to be as good as the main event, but sort of for the undercard, I think they're actually doing relatively well. So yeah, happy with that. We then go into a 23 rated angle, our one and only angle for the event here. And we have Texas Hangman, current babyface, and he wants to become the first ever heavyweight champion for Rocky Mountain Wrestling. And he's going to have to beat 4 other men here in the main event. I'm thinking I might be able to get a 40. Maybe. If that creative angle or creative idea, I think it's called, creative idea works, we should be looking pretty good. Also, I think that segment rating is actually higher than Jack Pride got. And Jack Pride has better entertainment skills than Texas Hangman. Albeit, he didn't have war momentum, and Texas has war momentum. So, yeah. Remember that. That might have played into it a little bit. Anyway, the main event for our second ever show, King of the Mountain, crowning our first ever heavyweight champion. I say it's, it's a 35. It's really good. Really good. Although, you look at the first note there, Harvey Robinfield with an injury. Anyway, in a bout that had good wrestling but little heat, we got Harvey Robinfield defeating Hideo Kato, Jason Patterson, Primetime Jack Pride, and Texas Hangman in 1946 when Robinfield pinned Jason Patterson with an Amiga driver, and Robinfield wins the RMW heavyweight title. Ugh, chronic shoulder pain. That's not good. That's really bad. He's our new heavyweight champion. Hopefully that's not bad, because we might have to vacate it straight away. That would be terrible for storyline purposes. Anyway, the creative finish here, the creative idea, was a success. It was probably a very high chance of being a success. Hideo Kato, 44 in-ring performance. Maybe I should have put the title on him, potentially, and then had Jack Pride beat Kato, and then eventually had Hangman beat Jack Pride. Anyway, we'll work it out. Let's finish the show. We get a 35 though. Good stuff. Dirt sheet. I wanted to check the dirt sheet. Do we get any penalties? Yes. There we go. We got a penalty. Jack Pride was penalized, struggling with the psychology of a slow build. So question the mark, you are correct. Although it wasn't everyone. So Jack Pride probably got the lowest psychology in this match. But a few other people have about like 55, 56. And it didn't come up for them. I'm not saying it can't come up for them, but it did not in this case. But you are correct. Okay. Yeah. That's bad. Really bad, the chronic shoulder pain. That's probably going to damage his body even more. But let's finish the show. We get a 33, which is not too bad. I think that's 1 point lower than the previous show rating, which is fine because we did get a bit of a stinky angle in there. The old red 14 doesn't look very nice. But if I didn't put, which I wasn't actually going to put that match on the card, or if I had actually booked it a little bit better and not done a squash match, it might have actually got a yellow rating itself over a 20. So, my fault. It is what it is. I wanted Sinner to win. Even with a 14, he might gain some popularity from that. So, it is what it is. Increases our popularity in the Northwest anyway. Let's address the locker room. I'm going to praise Harvey because he's going to be upset. Probably as a result of his injury. Who else? Gideo Kato. I am a big fan of Gideo. Gideo. It's Gideo, but ooh, okay. Can be worked through, but it's 88 days is the duration until May. And I said I wanted to go to 2 shows per month. Ugh. Oh, it's very tempting. It's very tempting. We lose 1,669. That's a funny number there for that show. And that takes us to just under 5,500 in the red. But here is the important part. Popularity recap. One of my favorite parts of booking these shows. Yes, we've done it. 1 popularity. We're there. 1 popularity in the Northwest. All right. Good stuff. I'm going to do a test. We are going to test a second show for February. So let's do that. It's also hopefully going to speed up the shows in between, less processing as well. It's still going to be the same amount of processing, but it's going to be more... Ooh. A botched move from Primetime Jack Pride. Ugh. Don't like that. That's not great. Okay. As a result of that, we're going to maybe need to sign somebody else because that takes us down. Although we could probably just run singles matches for... It's only going to be 1 month. So he's going to miss, what, 2 shows maybe? So if I do this second show, which I do want to do, so let's go to events and TV. Add a new event. We'll go suggest name. Let's just call this one, we're going to call it The Climb. It's pretty simple and easy. Obviously relates to rock climbing. But this one's going to be like a monthly event. So what we'll do is we'll go numbers. And we'll start with 1. And then every month, exact same date. Make it we want it to be the 2nd Sunday of the month. I think that's how our events go. 28th. Next scheduled would be not February. Can that default itself if I get rid of it? Hopefully. I honestly have no idea. Let's save that. Sitting idle. Why is it idle? Active. Why is it idle? Do I have to do a date? Next scheduled? I guess. There. Save. There we go. Okay, we got it working. All right, so that's 13th of March, 27th March. That works out well. Okay. So let's just advance. The Climb 1. Take a quick little look. We could actually sign War Peace now. Aussie Goldstein. You guys remember the last Local to Global series. He was one of the best workers, especially early on, for the Canadian Wrestling Coalition. So he's 80 per show. He's going to be shortlisted, the 35-year-old. He will probably come in a little bit later. But we could bring in one of these 2 guys, either War Peace or Ray Cavallero. Both very talented. Thing is, if we bring him in, it may affect morale if we leave people off. Let me think about it for next episode. So let's just advance to the next show. We'll get that one booked in. We'll just run singles matches. Somebody's going to have to miss out. And it's probably going to be one of the faces. Yeah, unfortunately. But it is what it is. And I think what I want to do is I want to save title matches for the actual big sort of pay-per-view style shows, with this monthly show maybe just being a sort of display of talent, maybe, without any titles on the line. Maybe we could do like number one contenders matches and whatnot on this sort of second show. And just hopefully have the actual event, monthly events, be sort of, I guess, higher prestige or higher. They have a higher weight of show, which I think they realistically actually do. So, yeah, perfectly fine. It does that, man. That throws my plans into a bit of disarray, if I'm being perfectly honest. Because what I wanted to do is I wanted to have Harvey have about 2 or 3 title defenses, and then obviously have Texas Hangman come in and eventually be the one to take the title off him. Yeah, I don't know. It's a little bit risky, sort of running without a champion. We did it for the first show, and then I obviously wanted to get that title involved and hopefully boost up some of our matches as a result of, having the title on the line. And our champion that we choose is the only one that gets injured in that actual match as a result of Jack Pride as well, who I would love to make a decent star for us in the future as well. Not great. Not great at all. Anyway, we can turn it around. It's not a big deal. It's not really going to affect us too much. It's 88 days. It's under 3 months of time. And we are progressing through time pretty quick at the moment. So nothing to worry about too much. And realistically, Harvey's not actually one of our better workers. I rate Gideon, Kato, and Texas Hangman in front of him. He's good, but I still think he's probably third in that list. And then maybe a Jules Knight after him, with sort of like less upside to him. I think Jules, with his low star quality, no entertainment skills, he's sort of the weak link, shall we say. We're waiting for more processing. You gotta love it. Anyway, if you haven't given the video a like, drop a like now, as we're awkwardly waiting to get back through and book this second show of the episode. So yeah, what I'm hoping for now is, as a result of these 2 shows per month, I'm hoping to gain that 1 point of popularity each month going forward. So realistically, we're at 1 now. It should take us another 16 months to get up to tiny size, which from this point would be perfect. It would be 18 months and we'd be hopefully making money. Hopefully. And the debt wouldn't be too bad. I can't remember the exact time. I think they might have actually given you more time on TW9. I think it used to be, was it was it an 18-month grace period, or was it like 12 months and then you had the 6 months to essentially get yourself back in the black? Like you had 6 months after the 12 initial months to get yourself back into positive figures. Anyway, you got Kid Fantastic joining WLW on what I assume is a handshake touring deal. And the exact same thing there for BCG with Hammer Hadley. Hammer Hadley is a guy I would really want to work with. He's very good. He's only 23, incredibly talented. He usually gets picked up either by TCW or US Pro. That was back on 2020. So we want to try and get him sort of tied down because he is a big star for the future. Anyway, let's get into booking this show. We're 6,000 in debt now, so that's climbing quick, unintended. We are 1 popularity. Come on, we've got to push. We've got to push. Again, we're spending a lot of money. We're upgrading merchandise. We're doing this type of stuff. It's all perfectly fine. Let's give Harvey the night off. How do I do that? There we go. Give the night off. Perfect. He's injured. Give him the night off. Don't have to worry about him. He's not going to get upset. Let's spend some more creative energy. How much have we got at the moment? We've only got 80 points. Maybe I should, I might save it up and not spend it for this one. And we'll try and build up a little bit of a bank so we can maybe do both a match finish and an angle maybe for the next one. Locker room incidents. We got Coach Norman and Phil Anders, who are now travel buddies. Good stuff. Apparently, Phil Anders and Astro had to be separated after a heated argument. Sounds like MJF and Britt Baker at the moment, so we'll move on from that one swiftly. Address the locker room. We'll do some more team bonding because why not? It seems overpowered, so we may as well use it while we've got it. In this regard, anyway. All right, pre-show complete. Let us book main event. What are we doing for the main event? I think risky. Primetime Jack Pride versus Texas Hangman. Both got warm momentum. Should be a good match. What's Jack Pride's safety? So he's only got 31 consistency, which isn't good, and 46 safety there. That's pretty low. That's probably the reason why he botched. He's also got very low experience as well. Yeah, not great. But he's pretty good. Track progress. It's not what I wanted to do. Is there a way to track his actual progress in a skill? All right, there we go. That's better. Okay. I was hoping his psychology would improve. The plan is to definitely hire a more experienced worker like an Aussie Goldstein to come in and work with all these younger guys, but that's going to have to be once we start making money. For this one, Texas Hangman's going to go over. We won't go with the slow build, so we'll just script it. We'll make it decisive. And there we go. Because he did get that penalty for his psychology. Although Texas Hangman's going to struggle in a match of this length. That's without the slow build. So we're going to put it on. We'll just cop the penalty, I guess. The psychology penalty. Who's going to do the angle in this show? I think I want to give it to someone else. Kato. Gideon Kato can actually speak. Can he speak English at the moment, though? That is probably a bigger question. So let's go to personal details. He cannot speak English. So we shall not give him an angle. Okay. Patterson. Patterson can speak. Okay. Where is he? Northwest. He's only got 3 popularity. Maybe we don't give him the angle. And we keep... Oh, Menace angle for Original Sinner. Let's do that. I like that. I want to do just a 4-minute angle promo. Promo? Yeah, we'll go promo. So 4 minutes. Original Sinner. Intimidation. His opponent can be Astro tonight. So I'll put Astro in there off screen. Original Sinner. Whoops. Surely that's got to get under the skin of his opponent tonight. Opponent, if I can spell it properly. Perfect. We'll go like that. We'll make a backstage as well. He'll be in like some dingy, dark boiler room or something like that. We'll script it, angle, generic, save that. Copy and paste that over there so I know what I'm talking about. And let's book it. So I'll chuck that there. We might even chuck it to start the show potentially. So let me go into this one. Let's go Sinner taking on Astro. Try and give it 12 minutes. And I want everything to be open. I don't want to really bury anyone at this stage, except for Flying Patriot. I wanted to bury him, and we sort of did that. We'll make it clean and decisive, because Sinner's going to be sort of that big monster heel that we have at the moment. Alright, what else are we doing? I said it was going to be 4 singles matches, so let's exclude already booked, and let's have... Who's going to miss out? Or do I do a handicap match? No, let's not do a handicap match, because we can actually, save $30 as a result of this show. So let's go Phil Anders taking on Gideon Kato. 12 minutes. Obviously, Kato's going to get the win on that one. Script and clean. Perfect. That can go back, and that can go to start us off, I think. And then finally, last match is going to be... Ooh, who do we go? Yeah, let's do this. Jules Knight, the winners of last week, are going to face each other. Jules Knight taking on Blue Dragon. Who's got more popularity out of these two? That's probably a better way of deciding who wins. 4 in the Northwest there for Jules Knight. And we've got... Ooh, 7 in the Northwest there for Blue Dragon. Blue Dragon it is. Ooh, bottle just popped. Blue Dragon, he gets the win. Open, script, and decisive. Cool. Let me chuck... Yeah, that can just go straight after that one, I think. So 1 more down. And there we go. That is the show. The only person we're leaving off is Patterson. And that's unfortunately for no fault of his own. But it does save us $30. So, yeah. Yep, announcers. Everybody's good. Let's run the show. I've got to remember to use Patterson next episode for the next show. But let's run it. So our first ever The Climb, which is our new monthly event in week 2. In front of 66 people here for that show. And we start things off with a 31 rated angle from Original Sinner. I think we found our angles. The Original Sinner Menace or Intimidation angle. An Original Sinner looks as menacing as ever. Surely that's got to get under the skins. Under the skin of his opponent here tonight, which is, of course, Astro. Leads into their match, which does... Oh my god, another injury. Oh, what are we doing here, ladies and gentlemen? What are we doing? Can we stop injuring each other? Okay, we get a 21 rated match. Original Sinner defeating Astro in 11:59 by pinfall with a choke slam. We got Astro sustaining chronic shoulder pain as well. Same injury that Harvey got. So, yeah, Astro worked through the injury, took a big toll, and he was really off his game as well. And I'm assuming that was probably a botch, because I know for a fact Original Sinner is very low with some of his skills, and safety is probably one of them. So yeah, that's unfortunate, because the menace angle worked. And if he's just going to start injuring people, we're in for some bad times. Alrighty, we'll move on swiftly from that one. 21's not very good either, but that's obviously with all these penalties. So Moving on. Oh my god, we just got a 41 rated match. A green match. Should have been the main event. Alright, we got Blue Dragon defeating Jules Knight in 11:34 by pinfall with a Dragon Driver. Big win there for Blue Dragon. His popularity is probably improving quite a bit. He is very good in the ring as well, which is pretty crazy. And it gets the crowd up to white hot. I don't think the main event's going to be that good, if I'm being honest. So, yeah, should have been the main event. Anyway, we move on. Going to a 33 rated match here for Gideon Kato, and he defeats Phil Anders in 11:50 by pinfall with a lariat clothesline. And then Phil Anders was really off his game, only getting a 14 in-ring performance. Even Gideon Kato could not, well, he carried him to a 33, to be fair, but not a great match. Phil Anders, he's quite bad. I think he's only on 20 per week, so he's kind of like a discount option, but he's getting better at his gimmick, I guess. Yeah. Good job, Phil. Keep working on your gimmick, mate. We'll get there eventually. And our main event, hopefully it can at least do a 39th, 38. Oh, it's bad. It's bad. 27 rated main event. We got Texas Hangman defeating Primetime Jack Pride in 1945 by pinfall with a choke slam. And the bout dragged in the middle. Lack of flow being noticeable. Yeah, that's a bit of a stinker, that one. Especially for a main event. Not so good. Definitely should have put Jules Knight and Blue Dragon together for the main event. Would have done so much better. Anyway, let's finish the show here. We get a 30, so it's quite a bit lower. It started off so well with that menace angle for Original Sinner. And then the injury to Astro sort of just threw everything out of whack. It was sort of just going crazy. You know, Blue Dragon and Jules getting a 41. And then the main event bombing. Really? It's unexpected. It increases our popularity though. So everything over a 1, everything over probably a 7 is increasing our popularity. I need to praise some people. So we're going to have to praise Original Sinner, which I would probably want to do anyway with his menace angle, his intimidation angle. But then we're also going to have to praise Astro because he's going to be injured. Everybody's going to have morale issues. This is local to global 2020 with the CWC all over again. I feel like we started like this, and it's starting to creep a little bit down, and we're at this point now where we're starting to trend downwards. All right, another chronic shoulder pain. 73 days is the duration for that one. Hey, at least now we've got a face and we've got a heel out, so it actually balances the roster out pretty well. And we'll just be running singles matches, essentially. It is what it is. Financial report, we lose 1,544 for that one. And our popularity cap, recap, we're up to 2. So in 3 shows, we've gained 2 points. Will we gain a 3rd point of popularity for the next show, next episode? That'll be very interesting to see. I'm happy that we're up to 2 though. That's really good. We're sort of now only slightly behind. If we can get that 3rd point of popularity, it'll be good because we'll be at the end of March, and that'll pretty much put us back on track with where I wanted to be. And there we go. It was a botched move from Original Sinner. Okay, not great. Let's have a look. We have morale issues, Astro and Robinfield. Harvey Robinfield. We can't really... I would want to throw money at it, but we literally can't throw any money at it. So, yeah. It is what it is, but we're up to 2 size. 2 size, 2 points of popularity there in the Northwest. And we're on our way to Tiny which is very good. Merchandise, we're almost up to level 3 as well. Let's have a little look at the financials. Obviously, sponsorship money is terrible at the moment. And merchandise is also still pretty bad, but if you can see here, so this is level 2 merchandise. We're gaining $2 on each month. Hopefully, once we go up further into level 3, I'm hoping it'll double it at least. And again, hopefully level 3, it'll be, $4 per show. We're up to 2 popularity now. This is the hardest point when you have no popularity. We need to run shows for 12 months. What we can do in the future, it is something I did in the previous local to global. We can take months off. We can deactivate our events at the cost of upsetting people and having our title prestige go lower because it's not defended. We can take that hit, not run any shows, and incur any costs apart from whatever costs that we have to pay to run the company. But we won't have worker costs, which if you look at our worker costs, that's probably what our main expenditure is. And we won't have any show costs either. So that's worth mentioning. You can save that money, and then if you have enough sponsorship and merchandise, if you take a month off, that money is then profit put back in, which takes money away from whatever negative you find yourself in. That's a little bit of advice there for you guys. If you are struggling and if the company is going to go bankrupt, you can always take months off to try and generate that income. However, you have to, do the calculations to the point where you are going to make enough money and you haven't run out of time, if that makes sense. Something to think about. Anyways, make sure you smash a like on the video, guys. Subscribe to the channel as well. And apart from that, as always, take it easy and goodbye.